I'm Debbie, and this is my mother, Samantha Renfro. She has been my mother, my savior, my supporter through all my struggles. And she's going to tell you all about Medicaid, why Medicaid is so important to our family.
Thanks, Debbie. I'm a 75-year-old grandmother who lives in Georgia with my 80-year-old husband and 55-year-old daughter who sustained a traumatic brain injury in a car wreck when she was 18. My daughter became my sole responsibility for the rest of our lives. The car wreck left her with severe mental and physical disabilities, including neurobehavior issues that make it imperative that she be supervised 24/7. From 1980 to 1996, I had no help with her care. I was a single mother after my first husband left, and I could not afford to hire even a part-time caregiver. Consequently, there were several hours each day that Debbie was alone. During that time, she was sexually and physically abused, kidnapped, and was put in jail several times for shoplifting. These neurobehavioral impulse control issues were caused by damage to the front part of her brain. Way back in the early 1980s, health insurance paid for a residential treatment center in Texas, then 6 months in Alabama, and a supported living arrangement in Atlanta where she was hit by a car and raped while taking trash to the dumpster. I then tried a residential center for people with developmental disabilities. She disappeared from the facility with one of the cooks. It was a nightmare. Nothing worked for long. We were desperate. Finally, in 1996, she was awarded an independent care waiver provided by the Medicaid in the state of Georgia. Debbie was then able to live in an apartment with paid caregivers and was even able to hold down a part-time job with help. If my daughter had not had the Medicaid waiver, I truly believe she would have continued to be abused, and I'm not sure she would be alive today. When the state reduced her waiver by half in 2004, as she developed fluid on the brain and needed brain surgery, I needed to provide half the care in order for her to be safe. So we built an apartment on the back of our home for her and a paid caregiver. She now stays productive and has friends because she attends a day program for people with brain injuries called Side by Side Clubhouse. I don't know what would happen if she lost her caregiver or friends at Side by Side. Also, I'm not sure what will happen if Medicaid is reduced when my husband and I are unable to care for her due to age. Since home and community-based services are considered optional in the new health care bill, she could easily end up in a nursing home since it is not considered optional. And at 55 years old, she certainly does not belong in a nursing home, as you can see. I cannot stress strongly enough that you need to keep Medicaid at its current level in the health care bill. My daughter is just one person who has suffered a brain injury. There are 60,000 more in the state of Georgia who suffer brain injuries every year. Thank you for taking the time to hear my story.